So Bill, is this the normal way to air down your tires when you're driving?
Not the most recommended.
Try to avoid getting nails in your tires.
We awoke the fourth day in Virginia to birdsong, promptly followed by breakfast of French toast and bacon. We soon left camp behind and headed to Newcastle and Route 42 in search of a waterfall. We didn't find that, but we did find this awesome view. From there we drove south to the Broad Run Trail. Onyx describes this trail as a 9.5-mile trail rated at a level 4. Usually Rue stays in the Jeep, but for some reason on this crossing she got out with me to take pictures. And amazingly enough, she wasn't too worried when the Jeep drove off without her. The Broad Run Trail is known for its many clean and clear water crossings. The mud you're seeing here is from the mud hole yesterday that caught us off guard. One thing that surprised us on this track was the number of owls that we actually saw along the way. Only one of them stayed around for a picture, however. Both On-X and Trails Off-Road include notes on this particular trail. They both agree that this is a fairly easy trail with many water crossings, though they disagree as to whether there's dispersed camping there. We did notice at least 1 or 2 sites near the northeastern end. After finishing up at the very pleasant and scenic Broad Run Trail, we drove over to the Fenwick Mines area. Starting around 1900, the Fenwick Mines area included open-pit iron mines. Those iron mines have long ago been abandoned and are now shallow ponds in the area. This area is open for day use only, but includes picnic areas, fishing, and a paved trail that is handicap accessible. If you opt to take the Fenwick Mines Trail, which On-X describes as a little over 6 miles long and an easy trail, you can also find some fabulous views. Although it was a little too early for lunch, we opted to stop and take in those views. And it was a good thing, too, because when looking at our tires, Bill discovered this.
Because right here we found we've got a nail in the tire. And it's leaking like crazy. I bet that's from that junkyard we drove through this morning.
Probably.
Wow.
I'm just glad I found it now.
Yeah.
Just put that there so I don't lose track of it.
I can see it. Yeah, it is going flat now.
That tells me I might want to just go and change these tires before the trip. I can plug it, but...
You're not nice. I guess if we wanted a sign about whether we needed new tires before we go to Colorado, you just got it. So Bill, is this the normal way to air down your tires when you're driving?
Not the most recommended.
Try to avoid getting nails in your tires. So now we're putting a hole in our tire so we can fix the smaller hole in our tire. There it goes. You got it.
I guess it worked.
Good.
That's more involved than I wanted.
So what's your favorite curse word for today? That's family friendly.
Poop.
Poop? Oh, that's not a very original one. But I guess I'll have to take it, huh?
Sure is attractive, isn't it?
It looks absolutely beautiful. This is exactly what you think your tire should look like, right? Right there. This is repairs after probably 2 different nails went into it, though we only found 1 in it.
Thankfully, Bill had those nail holes patched up in no time. We enjoyed lunch, and then we could be on our way. Not far from that meadow, we found a beautiful dispersed campsite with a view. Maybe I should have been a little less eager to find a paid campsite for the holiday weekend. Because look at this possibility. It's such a great view. After driving onward from that site and over Bald Mountain, no, not that Bald Mountain, this is another Bald Mountain in Virginia, we decided to divert off that route and take the Lignite and Lignite Mines roads back down to the main road. We went this way because the owner of the camp where we were staying had provided us a list of possible hiking in the area. And one of them he highly recommended was a waterfall, the Hoop Hole on Roaring Run. And so we headed in that general direction, and this is what we found. The Roaring Run Hoop Hole Trail is about 1.7 miles long and gains a little over 300 feet in elevation. You can either take it as an out and back, or you can take a loop and come back past the Roaring Run Furnace. We found this to be a very scenic and easy trail along the Roaring Run. And the further you walk, the more rapids and waterfalls you could find. At the very far end of that loop trail, you'll find this spur trail. This spur trail is the one that takes you to the main attraction. Once you leave the unnamed waterfall behind, you have two choices. You can either return along the same track along Roaring Run, or you can take the other track on the left into the forest towards the furnace. This is the Roaring Run Furnace. This iron furnace was built around 1832 and continued to operate until around the Civil War. This was a single-stack hot blast charcoal furnace that produced pig iron. Charcoal, iron ore, and limestone were placed in the top of this type of furnace. The charcoal burned even hotter than normal due to a bellows that was run by a water-powered tub mill nearby. That heat caused the iron to melt out of the ore, and it ran out onto the casting floor below. In the final years of its operation, this furnace produced pig iron that was sent to Richmond, Virginia, to the Tredegar Iron Works, where it was turned into arms for the Civil War. Once you're done visiting the furnace, simply take this bridge back across Roaring Run. That bridge takes you directly back to the picnic area and parking lot, which is the main parking area for both the waterfall on Roaring Run and for the furnace. If you want to visit this area, make sure that you're parking at the Roaring Run Furnace parking lot, because there's another parking area just up the road on Craig Creek that also says Hoop Hole. But don't be deceived. That's a much longer trail to take to see both the furnace and the waterfall. And always feel free to wave at the local drone as you walk by. This area of Virginia is full of little roads that lead off the main track. You never know where they're going to take you, but don't be afraid to try some. Some of them can take you to very beautiful and scenic mountain views just like this one. Drew, what you doing? Are you going to come out? There's hamburgers. Thanks for joining us. Join us again next time when we travel on a trail that makes you feel like you're in an Indiana Jones adventure.